After watching this video, you'll be able to describe how extreme programming was the beginning of Agile and describe Agile and how it became part of DevOps. In 1996, Beck came along with extreme programming. Kent based this on an iterative approach. He described these feedback loops. Release plans take months, iteration plans take weeks, acceptance plan takes days, stand-up meetings are conducted every day, and pair negotiations are done every hour, and unit testing in minutes and programming in seconds. These tighter and tighter loops represent the approach. The idea was to improve software quality and get feedback quickly, get something out to the customer, get feedback quickly, and then iterate on it. Extreme programming was intended to improve software quality and responsiveness to changing customer requirements. It emphasized concepts like pair programming. I encourage you to try pair programming. It gets two sets of eyes on every line of code and helps cross-train your team with skills. For example, a person who really knows Python will pair with one who's just learning Python. And they work together, and the junior programmer gets to see how the senior programmer approaches the problem. Pair programming is a great way of mixing the skills in your team and getting everyone under the same code to understand it at the same time. Beck's extreme programming was one of the first Agile methods. In 2001, 17 software developers met in a resort in Snowbird, Utah to discuss these lightweight development methods. What they came up with is called the Agile Manifesto. The Agile Manifesto emphasized valuing individuals and interactions over process and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. That is to say, while this valued the items on the right, we value the items on the left more. It was a big breakthrough. People began to change their organizations to be agile. In agile development, requirements and solutions evolve through a collaborative effort of self-organizing cross-functional teams and their customers. It advocates adaptive planning, evolutionary development, and early delivery, and continual improvement. It also encourages rapid and flexible response to change. Work is done in increments called sprints. Planning is adaptive. We plan for the next 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks after that, and then the 2 weeks after that. Agile includes continuous improvement, that is asking what you learned and what you're going to do to change. The devs were latching onto it, and I was in a couple of Agile teams back then, and it was really working out well. But being Agile doesn't solve all the problems. There are still ops to consider, and Agile was in direct opposition to the way operations was being measured. I was on a project that illustrates this concept. We started the project in January. Toward the end of February, we had code we actually wanted to deploy. We went to the ops team to deploy it, and they said, open a ticket. So we opened a ticket to get 3 VMs. And a couple days later, we asked about the VMs. It takes 20 minutes to make a VM. And the ops team said, it takes 2 weeks to find a person who has the 20 minutes to make the VM. The ticket sat, and then it was kicked back. The project was deployed in September, and I left the project in December. I couldn't take it. It was crazy that the developers were being agile, working in sprints, and then waiting for the ops team to deploy something. Agile alone is not good enough. Patrick Debois had the realization that we need to make ops people agile. The result of this situation is called two-speed IT. Here's how it works, or rather doesn't work. A developer needs some resources. Ops tells him, submit a ticket. The developer says, never mind, I'll go to the cloud. And the developer goes to the cloud and gets the resource immediately instead of waiting for days for his IT organization or service a ticket. This is the slow speed of going through the company resources and the fast speed of getting resources outside the company. This is how shadow IT gets started. There are resources that the business doesn't know about because people go around the IT shop because IT is not meeting their needs. Then the cloud makes this very easy to do, and I would bet that every organization has users with cloud accounts and no one IT knows about. We need a solution to this problem, and DevOps is an answer. In this video, you learned that extreme programming paved the way for agile development, and agile emphasizes valuing individuals, collaboration, responding to change, adaptive planning, early delivery, and continuous improvement.